On the 12th day of Vlogmas, my YouTuber gave to me 12 stressful weigh-ins, 11 days of eating,
10 Christmas house tours,
9 holiday collabs,
8 homemade gifts,
7 delicious dishes,
6 weekend vlogs,
5 DIYs, 4 holiday tips,
3 tagless Tuesdays,
2 meal plans, and 1 exhausted YouTuber.
Hello my friends and welcome back to my channel. Today is the 12th day of Vlogmas and several of us got together to do a little collab of a special holiday dessert. Let me tell you a little bit about the dessert I am making. I have been making this dessert since 1996, and I know that because I found this recipe in 1996 in a Taste of Home magazine, and I have been making it for Christmas Eve dinner ever since. If we don't host Christmas Eve dinner at our house, I make it at some point over the holiday, so it definitely gets made at my house. It is a beautiful dessert. It looks gorgeous. It looks impressive, and let me tell you, it's as easy as pie to make. It's easier than pie to make. It is no bake, and there's not a ton of ingredients, but boy, is it delicious. It's rich, but light at the same time. So if you like cheese and you like cherries, I think you're gonna like this dessert. So let me turn you around. Let me show you what we need to make our cherry cream tort. I had to look, I always forget. I always want to call it cherry cheese tort. It's cherry cream tort. So I'm going to show you what we need. The only really special piece of equipment you're going to need is a springform pan, a 9-inch springform pan, and a mixer. It doesn't have to be a stand mixer. A hand mixer will work just as well. So I'm going to turn you around and show you, and we're going to get this started because this has to sit in the fridge for a bit. Okay, we are going to need a 9-inch springform pan, lightly greased. Don't grease it heavy like you would grease a cake, just lightly greased. We're going to need 2 packages of ladyfingers. Now, these are the soft ladyfingers that I get from the bakery in the grocery store. Of course, you can make your own, but yeah, I don't have time for that during the holidays. So we buy them. You need 2 3-ounce packages. You'll need 1 can of cherry pie filling. If you do not care for cherries, you could use strawberry. You could use actually anything. This just makes it look Christmassy and festive. You're going to need a little bit of almond extract, some cream cheese, 1 8-ounce block. You're going to need a little bit of apple juice. If you don't have apple juice or white grape juice, don't buy it specially. I've used water before and it was fine. You're going to need 2 cups of heavy whipping cream, and you're going to need 2/3 cup of sugar. So that is all we need for this recipe. Let's get it started so we can get it chilling. So the first thing we're going to do is start to prepare our pan. We're going to have to do this in sections. So what I'm going to do is get our lady fingers, and I'm sure they all pretty much come the same way. They come in stacks. I am going to leave these together. I am not going to break them apart yet. And we are just going to take our apple juice. I put it in a little bowl. And just lightly brush the lady fingers with the apple juice or grape juice, or like I said, use water. And I'm just going to do both sides. I am not soaking them. Then I'm going to just put it right in the pan. Make sure it's hitting the bottom. And then I'm going to do, whoops, I broke that one. So we're going to save that because we are going to have to take some of these apart when we do the bottom of the pan and the middle. I do break them apart into small pieces so I can get really, really good coverage. And we are just going to go all the way around, make sure they're touching because you want one nice continuous ring. I love no-bake desserts this time of year because, you know, our ovens are very busy making all the cookies and making all the food. So it's nice not to have to worry about doing something in the oven. Okay. I should have opened the other pack, but this will be fine. So one pack gets me all the way around. You can already see that this is going to be a beautiful dessert. Now we're going to take some more lady fingers and we're going to cover the bottom. You want to get as much coverage as you can on the bottom, but you're going to have to break them apart and rip them apart or cut them apart or whatever it is you want to do to make sure that the bottom is really covered. Oops, I ripped that one. That's okay. And we're just going to cover the bottom. Now, not every single solitary square inch is going to be covered. There's going to be some gaps, and that's okay. And we just need a couple more. And then we're going to reserve the remaining for the center of our torte. Like I said, this is a really, really beautiful dessert when it's finished, when it's done, when it's presented, when it's cut. And I think, and I don't know, maybe I'm just silly, but I think anything made in a springform pan is beautiful because when you unmold it and, you know, it's just standing there perfectly. Okay, that's good enough. There are some gaps, and that's okay. We got most of it covered because I want to reserve the rest of these for the center. So we're going to just set this aside and we are going to get started on our filling. Now, to start on the filling, I do go a little bit out of order for the recipe. The recipe tells you to prepare the cream cheese mixture first. I only have one bowl for my KitchenAid, so I like to do the whipped cream first. That way the bowl is nice and clean. And then I can just put the whipped cream in another bowl and just start mixing my cream cheese mixture. So we are just going to whip the heavy cream until it turns into whipped cream. Make sure you keep an eye on it because you don't want to let it get into butter. Okay, our whipped cream is now whipped cream. And I misspoke. It does say to have this already whipped. In the ingredients, it says 2 cups of whipped cream whipped. So they definitely want you to do this step first. And now I'm just going to put this in a separate bowl. And we're going to get started on the cream cheese mixture. And it's all going to get mixed together eventually. So I am just going to make it right in here. You want to definitely make this the day before because this part of it has to sit in the refrigerator overnight. And then once we put the topping on it tomorrow, it has to sit for 2 more hours. So it's an easy recipe. It just takes some planning. So we're going to put that aside using the same bowl, like I said. And we are going to start on our cream cheese mixture. Okay, so for our cheese mixture, we have in here 1 block of cream cheese, 8 ounces at room temperature. If your cream cheese isn't at room temperature, heat it in the microwave for 30 seconds to get it soft. And to that, we are going to add 2/3 cup of just plain white sugar. And we are going to beat it until it's smooth. While it's beating, we are going to add a 1/2 teaspoon of almond extract. I just want to take a moment to scrape down the sides and make sure this is getting nice and mixed in. I'm going to let it go about 2 minutes because I want to make sure all of the sugar is mixed in. I use an organic cane sugar, and it's a little bit chunkier than like a Domino's sugar or something. So sometimes it takes a little bit longer to beat it in. Okay, that is looking fantastic. So now what we're going to do is we are going to fold the whipped cream into our cheese mixture. Get all that goodness off of your beater, your paddles, whatever it is you're using. And like I said, you do not need a stand mixer for this. You can 100% use a hand mixer. If you don't have a hand mixer, you can do it by hand. Just get a nice arm workout in there. Give that a good stir. And then we are going to add in our whipped cream. And you just want to fold gently over and over and over again. You don't want to deflate the cream, but you want to make sure that the cheese is well combined because you don't want to get pockets of cheese. You want a nice, cohesive mixture. And the cream cheese is a slightly different color. It's a little tan. At least mine is. I think it's from the sugar. So I can kind of tell if there's any streaks. And I think you'll be able to too, just from the two different textures. So just really make sure it's well combined. I mean, this could take you 5 minutes or so to do this. Just be patient with it. Don't rush it because you want to make sure it's a nice mix. Okay, our mixture is well mixed and cohesive. We are going to take half of that mixture and put it on top of our lady fingers and get it nice and smooth. Now, if you want to make sure you're doing it right, you can absolutely weigh out your mixture. I did not. I'm eyeballing it. And I just made a huge mess. That is not cool. We'll clean that up in a minute. And just a little bit more. Get it nice and smooth. I did it again. Really, Joni? Really? Why is it that I always do these kind of things when I'm filming? Okay. We're going to clean that up and be right back. Okay, and now we are going to take our remaining lady fingers, give them a brush, and we're just going to arrange them in a spoke-like fashion over the cheese mixture. Just like that. Try to spread them out as evenly as you can. And then we're going to put the rest of our mixture on top. And then this is where the weighting comes in. we have to cover it with plastic wrap. Make sure it's covered very well, especially if you have other things in your fridge. Other things like, you know, onions and stuff that kind of permeate flavors. Spread it out nice and even. Cover it, put it in the fridge. And then tomorrow, we will add our cherries to it. And there you have it. How easy was that? Takes about 10 minutes. Okay, time for it to go to bed. We'll be back tomorrow and finish this off. Okay, so our torte has been in the fridge overnight, and now we are just going to finish it off. So I have here just a can of cherry pie filling, and I'm lazy and don't feel like dirtying a bowl. So I'm just gonna take a half a teaspoon of almond extract, add it right to the can, and we're just gonna mix it right in there. Because yes, I am lazy. Okay, just gonna give this a really, really good mix. Ignore the sound in the background. My sous chef is cleaning up after me from another project. Thank you, Doug. Okay, that is nice and mixed. Now we have our beautiful torte. Save that saran wrap because we're going to put it back in the fridge. Now we are just going to take our cherries. You need to let this go overnight so the cheese sets firm. If you tried to do this right away, the cherries are just going to sink down into the cheese. And then we are going to spread it out and put it right back in the fridge for another at least 2 hours. When we go to serve it, to make it look pretty, we can put a nice little dollop of whipped cream there in the middle. Some little candied orange peels if you want. However you want to make it look beautiful. But that was it for that step. We're going to cover her back up. And she's going back in the fridge for, I was going to say, try to avoid getting the saran wrap on the cherries, but I did not avoid it. It's okay. Going back in for 2 hours. Okay, my friends, I did not really whip the cream enough, so it is what it is, and I didn't use the tip I wanted to, but it's all good. You can make it much prettier. So I just wanted to show you now. All we do is open up the spring form, release it, and there we have our cherry cream torte. I'm just going to place it on a pretty platter. I keep it right on the bottom of the spring form pan. I don't take that off. Actually, this isn't the best plate for it, but that's okay. I'm gonna put some saran wrap on it and take it where I need to go. Now, I'm only going to my brother's, so not a big deal. But if I were going to be traveling with this a little further than a few blocks over, I would definitely keep it in the spring form pan and unmold it when I got there, because it just makes it easier. So there you have it, our cherry cream torte, and I will show you what it looks like when we cut into it.
But no, they never.
So there is the inside. It is light, fluffy, and I think pretty delicious. Let's see what everybody else thinks. Doug's had it before, so
Oh, yeah.
his opinion doesn't count. Joe?
I won't know till my second piece.
Okay, we'll take that as a yes, Mary.
Excellent.
Good. So there you go. Thumbs up for this special Christmas dessert.
And Mia even says,
Oh, even
I just gave her,
even little Miss Mia,
yeah,
Aria's sister. That is Aria's sister.
I just gave her a piece of the cake.
She likes it. So friends, there you have it. There is my special Christmas dessert. I can't even tell you how much we love it. It is so delicious. It is so simple, yet it looks beautiful. Do not be intimidated by a springform pan. Do not be intimidated by ladyfingers. Just do it. Trust me. You will not be sorry. Make this dessert definitely this holiday season. Make it with light cream cheese. Make it with light cherry pie filling if you like. I assume you could substitute monk fruit for the sugar. I don't know. I guess you could do that. The heavy cream you're not going to be able to substitute. You're going to have to go for that. I mean, maybe you could use Cool Whip, but I really don't know. But as is, this dessert is perfection. I cannot talk for any substitutes, but as is, it's perfection. So that is it. I hope you like this. Please let me know down below if you are going to attempt to make this holiday season. You will not be sorry. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to click on the description box below and check out the videos from the other ladies who are participating and see what kind of special desserts they make for the holidays. Have a great one, and that's a wrap. I will see you in my next video.